made it to the small village of Shilda, up at the base of the Caucasus Mountain range. The people here have just for centuries been stewards of the land, working on the land, working with the land in harmony with the elements, with the nature. What I wrote in my journal is that this has been an overwhelmingly abundant immersion into the Georgian slow village lifestyle, the mindset, the incredibly deep relationship to winemaking and what this represents from an ancient ancestral perspective, what it means to be just a few kilometers away from the border of an occupant, the experience of Georgian immigrants abroad. And of course, I've learned a ton of new Georgian phrases and idioms and untranslatable words. I think I was quite annoying by always, stopping the conversation to ask, wait, how do I say this? What does this mean?
Chikara.
Quickly.
Yeah. I'm reading. Yeah. Okay.
There we go. That answers my question.
Yeah.
I was truly welcomed into this warm, genuine family of 5. Kakheti, Bachana, Shota, Saba, Luca, their other dogs, their chickens. I mean, it's a little oasis, a pocket that has been built here by Kakheti, who considers herself a feminist, which is just so badass. She's just worked really hard and she's gone through a lot to build this life that aligns with her values, and for a long time she's noticed just the difference in treatment between men and women, girls and boys, especially in these more conservative areas, and as a result she's just developed this inspiring air of directness and self-advocacy and badassery. She lives quite self-sufficiently with her family here. They make, of course, their own wine. They cook abundant, beautiful meals, and she serves as the local folk teacher for the surrounding villages. Folk music is truly what unites this family together, what unites this village together. It's how she and her husband met. It's what her children have pursued, and it's just so deeply woven into their DNA. But my lifelong dream of participating in the wine harvest in Rtveli came true as we visited their local vineyard and got straight to business.
Liliko and Noniko collecting the amazing harvest in Georgia.
Rtveli, right?
Rtveli, yeah. Rtveli is a Georgian word which means the harvest. Collecting the grapes, which Liliko and Noniko are doing now. You see the Caucasus up there, mountains. We are in Shilda, the village, which is quite famous with the Georgian folk music and grape as well. There's a microzone here, climate, which means that there's a very good Saperawi grapes and Kakheti grapes as well. We've got lots of factories around as well, and then small businesses as well, like this, where the sound comes from, the Georgian songs, the place we are.
When you started learning how to make wine, and
I think you're experiencing this from the childhood, very young age, when you can be 3, 4, 5. So when I squeezed the grapes, probably I was like 5, 6 years old.
wow.
With barefoot, you jump into the Satsnacheli. It's called
Maybe I should take it of you.
place. It's called the kind of special kind of reservoir, which is made of the wood. And then, you start to squeezing the grapes there, and then as a kid you are very excited because you are kind of, like this whole mass of the bunch of the like the grapes, and you are on the top and starting squeezing. You're getting excited, get first juice out,
Wow.
started drinking, and then you play as if you are drunk. And so it's lots of fun. Yeah.
And then it's accompanied by a supra, a feast, or how does
it's accompanied by a supra because the grapes are, the harvest is a very nice celebration where the people getting together. You ask your neighbors, your friends to join and then help you to collect the grapes. So this is a great opportunity to do this.
Wow.
So after that you make the good food,
the folk song, the dance
folk
sometimes.
song, the dancing, and lots of cheering too, and then so.
And
you
cha-cha
have
remains.
fun. Yeah, it can be cha-cha as well, right? But probably when you have like celebrating the kind of harvest, probably you have more kind of wine, the old wine still, because for the previous harvest. We'll witness all the kind of process now, so we can kind of record there as well. So the second episode.
Wow. Okay, perfect. Let's see your harvest so far.
Wow,
Lola. Wow, beautiful.
One more full bucket,
grapes.
and then will be enough to squeeze the kind of 2 full buckets will be enough.
Yeah. Okay, then I better get to work.
Yeah. You can step together even. Yeah. You can do. Yeah. You can go now together, and then you can dance inside. That's it. You can go around and dance. Touch each other. Yeah, like this. Exactly. Hey.
Whoa, it feels amazing. Wow. This is how the ancestors did it and how the kids did it back
Exactly.
in the day.
You see the first juice is coming, Goldie? You should be proud of yourself.
Wow.
The juice is coming.
First juice is coming.
Oh.
Joss?
Juice.
Joss.
Juice.
Joss is a very Kakhetian.
Primos. Juice. Kaumar. Juice.
So you get with the cha-cha, you will do the one go.
Okay.
There's no like.
I did that.
Excuse there.
Baraka ყოფილიყოს ყოველთვის. შავერგი მარანში.
Let's
აბარა ყველა შეგებოდეს გემრიელი.
This alcohol percent is 64.
Martha, 64. Wow. 64.
The process is so incredible to witness and leads to so much appreciation and admiration for every single sip of this wine that I took because I was sharing the degustation table with the very people who have poured their blood, sweat, tears, lack of sleep into creating this wine. This even includes waking up every 3 hours to stir the kvevri, which are the giant clay cylindrical vessels that are buried underneath the ground. It's the most ancient winemaking technique known to man. It literally is like having a newborn baby. And his father started making wine at the age of 7. Georgi started making wine at the age of 11. So let's just say it runs deep. And they're just so passionate about preserving this ritualistic process in a way that was just so contagious and felt so real and deep. And they connect with the elements in a way that they kind of described as a metaphor for life, part of their humanity. There was even an existential moment when we were harvesting, and it just really hit me that I'm standing on the same ground, I'm staring at the same mountains as the ancestors did, and this tradition has been preserved to this very moment. And it just, I don't know, it just I definitely got to learn the difference between the Georgian technique of winemaking versus Italian/European. I learned about all of the terminology, the different methods. For example, after 6 months in the kvevri, clay vessels, moving them to either the oak barrels versus the more modern techniques. So damn, it was a crash course for sure. It's of course not really easy for these local vineyards and these small grape growers, I guess, to survive these days in the face of these industrial, factory, commercialized processes. The government has basically made the price of grapes so cheap that these farmers are just paid pennies. So I just find it so incredibly important to support our local countryside farmers, whether that's here or in the US. It's the same problem. It's literally the same problem in a different flavor almost anywhere you go. The air here genuinely contains some sort of narcotic, magic, purifying, cleansing property because it just hits different. It really hits different. And there have been stories of guests who have been hosted in the past who have come, you know, escaping the hectic city life, who have felt depressed, anxious, and after just a few days here have just like burst into this cathartic sense of tears and release and have felt like they can breathe again. And yeah, I feel so lucky to just be here, and I'm currently their only guest, so I've really just been embraced and immersed into the proper Georgian household, you know? No bells and whistles, just as authentic as it can get.
So this is why Georgians love walnuts so much, because I've noticed them everywhere at
We love
every
them.
market.
Yeah, look at
Wow.
this. So fresh and nice.
Beautiful.
And I just find it so important to understand kind of the differences and what makes this region unique, because each province has its own specialties, has its own traditions. Some even have their own languages, their own dialects. So they're just so diverse.
ცხეთამთიანეთი. This one, Kakheti, this one. ქვემო ქართლი, შიდა ქართლი, სამცხე-ჯავახეთი,
Yeah, only yours.
სამცხე-ჯავახეთი, იმერეთი,
Imereti, Kutaisi,
იმერეთი, ქუთაისი, აჭარა,
Ajara, I know.
გურია,
Guria, Mangala.
რაჭალეჩხუმი oh, it's long name, yeah, you know, რაჭალეჩხუმი ქვემო სვანეთი. And სამეგრელო ზემო სვანეთი,
სამეგრელო.
and აფხაზი.
And I really feel like having this greater holistic understanding of the country is setting up a strong foundation for me to understand the Georgian mindset, to understand what Georgians have lived through. They've lived through so much. These people I share a dinner table with have literally survived. They are survivors. They've witnessed some pretty horrific events in their lifetime, and yet they have just developed this resiliency. Anyway, I've been really figuring out my accommodation just one night at a time. Vagabond lifestyle. I've had to borrow some clothes from people. Thankfully, I brought my grape dress, because, you know, I must have known. But this kind of lifestyle just happens to work out very well and in alignment with the Georgian mindset, who is just very chill, go with the flow. People here do not plan things in advance, and if you try to, they will label you anxious and intense and why are you freaking out, and chill, you know, calm down. But yeah, I have no idea where I will be sleeping tomorrow, but that's something I'll figure out later today. We shall see where life takes me next.
So cute.
I just feel so grateful to be here and to continue this journey. I'm trying my best to kind of balance living truly, fully in the present moment, absorbing what's happening before my eyes, where my feet are, but also capturing this experience. So I've definitely been trying to preserve certain moments just for myself and to just embrace without the pressure or the need to document, but also try to strike that balance, because I think there's something really special about long form capturing of a moment, of an experience, longer videos, little interviews, little pieces and tidbits of knowledge exchanged in a way that isn't so futile as so often happens on social media, but I digress. On that note, I will go breathe some of that magical air.